for the moment I haven't touched it, so it's exactly the same state that I showed you a second ago. So I just checked my previous side scroller, so when you were not looking at the mouse aim position, so at false, you were just taking the character movement, get current acceleration. So character movement component current acceleration is basically the replicated version of the input vector, because acceleration it can be a valid value even when you hit your maximum velocity, because the velocity is being clamped, but the acceleration is still being applied to your character, and this is active acceleration. So if you are decelerating, then you have in a way negative acceleration, but it's not being counted as this value. This value is just like I said, basically a replication version of this value. So on tick, what we want to do, and this will be just, oh, never mind, I don't have to collapse that. Bam. So what we want to do is just take this value. We know that the y-axis is the one that we want, and from this y-axis we want to see its value if it's greater than 0, basically, right? Okay, so if so if it is beyond certain threshold, then do this. So I can actually just copy all of that, and I can just go into my character template and I can just paste it, and the only difference is that I am actually taking this value, okay, and saying that if my input vector locally, because I am setting control rotation, so all I have to do is just set it locally. I could even actually go as far as say that local controlled, player controlled, and I want to do that only if we are a local player. Or you know what? We don't care about being player controlled, but local controlled. So if we are locally controlled, so that would also be true for AI, basically. Oh, so maybe let's actually get acceleration. If we want to use it for AI, then we need current acceleration, and split and use Y and use Y, and this should be it. But should it be world rotation? I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm listening. I am still here listening, so I'm tracking the chat as we speak. It will be actually different for AI, but for now this should be fine. So now when we do input, oh, it's not that easy. Okay, I guess that what is important here, okay, I can close this guy, is the order that we're doing this. So first we should do this, and then we should do this. So let's now play. No, doesn't matter. Okay, we don't need this anymore. It was just for show. So now we can get this and collapse. Set actor rotation to acceleration. Okay. Combine it here. And we have our very basic movement. Let's see, what's our movement speed? Walk speed. No, it's definitely not 600. Let's make it 320. And max walk speed crouch will be 120. And also crouch, can crouch false, okay. walk off ledge. Can walk off ledge, well, always. And what else? What else? Can jump. Yeah, he can jump. And perch settings. So perch additional height is 40. What is our step height? Step height is 45. So perch height should be 45 as well. And radius threshold is 0. Okay. So basically, if I take a cube, I put it here, I play this guy and I jump on top of it. Okay, that looks funny with the IK. Now I'm going to make IK smaller, I guess, because those values are very big for it. On the other hand, is it that bad? Not really. Like if we put maybe stairs here, I wonder what will happen. Something that CMC and use its logic. What CMC? What is CMC? Since you wanted to make it MVP, you couldn't subclass it. Makes sense. Well, you can do reparenting of classes very easily, and you can make classes that are child of classes, but I don't really get why. What's this CMC? Oh, character movement component. Oh, no. Definitely, I do not want to mess with the character movement component. Character movement component is 40,000 lines of perfection. If you think you can do it better, I would be pleasantly surprised if someone could, because it's doing really good job, and I don't see a point why I wouldn't use it. Like, it has a lot of stuff when it comes down to a lot of options that people don't even know and don't use, like this perching, like gravity scaling, for example. Here it's 2, so this guy, he's jumping more fluently, and you just have so many options, and those rotate options and everything. It's just 720. Maybe I will do 720. It's just I wouldn't mess with it. I don't think I could be doing a better job. So what my animation master component does, it utilizes all of those options in the best possible way that I found through my years of experience, and that's it. Okay, now he turns a lot faster. Bam. And I need stairs. Where are stairs? Come on. Yeah. Okay. How about no? Oh, it was 95, so this is 90. I guess. No, it's terrible. It has to go like this. Okay, let's try it. I just want to see him move on stairs. Yeah, this IK setting could get some adjustments, but in general it works. Because this is a third-person perspective, I can play with IK a lot more that I wouldn't do in the base project. Yeah. We just subclass, but since you want to make change MVP. Yeah, but I don't see why I would want to subclass, because subclassing would mean that I am not using the base character, and I have to do a subclass of character that would have my custom movement component as a default movement component, and I would basically have to do it as a plugin for people to be able to use it. But if someone wanted to modify it, he would have a really hard time. Like, I already seen people break my components, and what they would do with 40,000 lines of code, I can't imagine. Okay, so we got this. Okay, let's see. Modification tags. We're definitely doing animation, modification tags, and ignore pitch. Everything here is being done by those setup events, so I don't have to mess up with this. Yeah, this is fine. And I think that even if I do R keyboard, I would just use my component and say Ragdoll. I think it should work. And so just toggle Ragdoll or at R and see if it works. Whoa! Very much not. I wonder why. Oh, am I testing on the server? No, let's play it standalone. That's interesting. What? Or maybe my character doesn't have. This is fine. Where's his physics asset? Oh, and by the way, custom, because he don't want to block camera. And oh, that's the mesh. Okay, so that's fine. He does block visibility. He does block vehicles. No, and not pounds. Okay, so this is fine. And capsule, this also has to have custom collision. So object type fine, doesn't block camera, blocks everything. So this is fine as well. Let's see this physics object. Yeah, that simulates fine. Is Ragdoll. Oh wait, did I disable the tick event? While Ragdoll? Is Ragdoll true? No, I haven't. Okay, that's very interesting. Why Ragdoll doesn't work? Like this. This should just work. But it doesn't. That's very interesting. Let's go into one of the examples and see what's going on, because this is strange. I've been testing Ragdoll literally just yesterday on this third-person example map. Yeah, and here Ragdoll works perfectly. So what the hell is different in this setup and my setup? Ragdoll is not then. Oh, okay, so this for once, and then but that shouldn't affect anything. So this is basically just this. And this should just work. If it still doesn't, I'm gonna have to then later debug it, but we don't have time for that right now. It seems like the character that we have set here is not the AGR mannequin. It is the AGR mannequin, so how is that? Oh wait, this is our character template, mesh. Yeah, it's AGR mannequin. And Mr. Mannequin has yeah, he has a physics asset. And by the way, you can use the same physics asset for shadows. Oh, I think I know what's the difference. So let's go here into our physics. Okay, so this, oh, okay, it says query only. And we need collision enable query and physics. That's why our Ragdoll couldn't work, because of course it couldn't work. If we didn't simulate physics on our character, he would just fly. And he can go into Ragdoll and out of it fluently, but he doesn't use get up animations yet. We're gonna have to implement them differently. But once someone ragdolls it in our game, it will mean that he's dead, so it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have to get up. And the twitches you see when he's falling down, it's actually the camera. So let's fix that as well. Our camera needs some small lag. So we want to enable camera lag, and there's no rotation lag. So camera lag will be 10, that's fine. Camera lag max distance will be 30. And we'll also then play with our camera socket offset, so we want the camera to go left and right depending on where we are moving at, but for now it doesn't matter. Let the character stay at the middle, but now that when he drops, the camera is absolutely fluent. Okay, cool. And also our camera in this template, the spring arm, I don't know why it's called spring arm 1, this one will not do collision tests. We're not doing collision tests at all. We want always this camera to stay at the same ratio. So if we go behind some cover, we'll just be doing some, you know, occlusion of meshes to see us behind this cover, and that's it. Okay, so we got locomotion. That's something. Yeah, I see the chat. Just wait, let me catch up a bit. True, making more sense. Just to answer. Yeah, I do see this chat. I see chat on both Twitch and YouTube, and I even see logos who is chatting from where, and I can answer to everyone or I can answer just to one channel, so however I like. Okay, so I got this guy, he's running around, right? So it's just this for now, and he's landing okay, and he can strafe walk. Okay, so what we want now for this guy is we want to turn this guy into a character framework basically. So we'll have different meshes, different everything. We'll have different attacks, and we'll have different statistics. So you got this BPSS character stats. We'll add this one because we definitely need character stats, whatever it is, and our character stats. The project is not replicated, it's not multiplayer so far, but we can take auto activate and components replicated anyway. And now we can go like in inputs, we're not doing anything, temporary ragdoll, and we'll move this, cut it, make a new graph, temporary, just paste it here, and we can now just call it ragdoll, and whatever is in temporary, it's a work in progress, and once it is finished, it is being moved to event graph. So we need to add two more components. One that will be AGR sound component, and I want to do, I think, more videos on that one because it's super useful, and the second one will be combat component. And we'll also need a weapon mesh. Okay. So now we can either make a mesh that is part of this actor, or we can make a weapon that is a separate actor. and what we will do is we will make a weapon that is a separate actor, because this is the way we want to do it. But yeah, I'm doing stuff really chaotically, so let me first start deleting stuff I don't need. So I don't need this. This is landscape material pack that is, it's quite nice, but it won't be used by me in this project for sure, so goodbye. Yeah, that's taking quite some time. Prototype weapons, those are shooting weapons, goodbye. Most of examples will go. Ballistic FX, it got a lot of decals and a lot of effects that I will use, so it's staying. Character creator, shaders and characters, they are staying. This, I don't know why this is in the main folder, so this is probably leaving as well. Ultra Dynamic Sky I'm using. Zombie animation pack probably using. Yeah, those all go away. And okay. Oh, I can actually connect another account. I can connect Instagram to my Restream. That's interesting. I didn't even think about Instagram as a promotion channel for gaming, but why not? Oh, come on. It will be actually a lot faster if I just open it as a folder. I will start deleting stuff from it directly as in folders. So I can go like what? This stays, this stays, this stays definitely. This stays, why not? This trail pack is okay. This stays, showroom stays. Prototype weapon go, pistol aims pro go, this one will go, it's deleting as we speak. Sword and shield go. FPS assault, yeah, it goes away. Dynamic sword aim set stays. That's very nice aim set. It's a bit stylized, but I want to take some volts at least from it because they are amazing. Developer stays, collection stays, characters, what the hell is that? I don't even know. This stays, this stays, this stays. Okay, so those 5s are going to be wiped, except the one that I'm wiping already. So this one. So those 4 I can just delete. So why deleting? And or like the worst thing you can do is just move stuff between folders in Unreal Engine. And this is because if you have this memory, so 3 gigabytes, and this 146,000 objects is the number of objects that I have loaded into my RAM memory right now. So whenever you're moving something and it has any references, it's going through the entire references tree, which sometimes can reach, you know, even a few tens of thousands of objects. And going through those references, it is checking if I'm not breaking any references, if I should update them, and it's just a tedious task. So if I'm actually deleting stuff and I don't care if I break references, it's better to just delete folders directly, and then you start deleting here in the context browser, and it will just see that those objects no longer exist, and it will just break the references, and that's it. A lot faster process. Oh, come on, it's taking forever. And by the way, the last stream that I was doing live, the one that happened an hour ago, already 70 people watched it, so I guess there is a point of making those because people are interested in those. Okay, it will be faster if I crash the engine. If I just crash the engine. Yeah, 20 gigabytes. Thank you, game. Thank you. That's amazing. Absolutely destroy my RAM. 21 gigabytes. Awesome. Take more. It's ridiculous. Just die. Die already. Okay, it died. And now I can just delete that as well. And this stays, this stays, this stays. What's this? Shared utility materials, screen space, short OCC. Oh, okay, I know what this is. So this is fine. This is part of the Digital Human project. So now I deleted all those folders and I will actually permanently delete them. Yes. And this is gigabytes of trash that I would normally sync with repository for no reason, and I will have now less folders to work with and it will be a lot easier to work with. And by the way, I guess that 16 to 9 ratio, it's doing a fine job right now. Yeah, so basically this is what many people are scared of when they open the project. They just see this massive errors that they are missing stuff, and yeah, they're missing, of course, in our blueprints that I will delete in a second. So of course they're missing, and I don't want to reopen anything, and I want to, oh no, I opened it already. Blu-ray. It's probably my internet. Like I have a very bad connection, like really bad. Like I'm streaming at 1 megabyte, not even 1 megabyte per second. So that's just terrible. And I don't know why. Like I'm not limiting this speed anywhere, but I am limited by 1 megabyte. So it might be not the best quality, unfortunately. Sorry about that. I'm thinking about what I can do with my internet, but where I live right now, it will be very hard to do anything. So I guess I will have to maybe relocate soon. That's always on the table. And how do we call this map? It will be a locomotion test map. And basically in our side scroller maps we should have test maps, and inside test you have everything that you have, and otherwise you make episodes called folders called episode or levels, and you have levels, and you have then levels. If you have level streaming, like one level is part of multiple levels, you keep them in folders. So locomotion test map, and for our project we go into edit project settings, and we want to make this a default map. So we go into maps and modes, and we just make it a locomotion test map and locomotion test map. Yeah, and that's it. So now we are working this map always. So you can see that all those pesky folders just disappeared, and these characters, it has shaders, so it should go into our showroom. Move here. Okay, it moved. So now let's fix up redirections, and we can delete that. It's just 2 assets, so it won't take forever to get deleted. Okay, delete that, it's fine. Okay, examples, and now we want to go to, no, not gameplay, we want to go to data, it's not in examples, it's here. So data, and we got animation tags and combat tags, and we got a lot of tags that I am not using. So yes, this everything stays. Those might say this one is unused, so I can remove it. Dynamic sort. This is dynamic sword and shield anim set, so I actually added that one. But do I have an animation blueprint for it? I don't think so. Let's see, BP and and I can delete countess for sure. I'm not using anything with countess. Force delete. So sword and shield, I'm not using this one. Force delete. Pistol Pro, those are going to be deleted. Okay, and then those are fine, I don't care about them, they can stay. I can go here, interface. I want to, I think, delete the example interface because it'll be, yeah, it's mostly used with only Paragon, side scroller, and some stuff that I am not using in this in here at all, so I'm deleting that. And then I will go into melee attacks, and those are all examples, but I will leave them here, they might be useful. Notification, custom event notification state, okay, that's fine. Paragon counters, delete everything. Yes. Weapon example, this will be helpful, but yeah, it stays here. Ragdoll spawner, that might be helpful, we'll see. And then let's go into base. This is just physical materials, but why there's only 6 of them? That's terrible. Environment. Okay, those are just meshes, gameplay, and here I'm deleting a lot of stuff. So Paragon, mockup example, reactive combat could be useful, top down. Yeah, third person perspective got some useful references I might want to copy. This one doesn't. Sessions might be useful later on, this might be useful later on, but those definitely not. I can delete them. And and I am deleting from gameplay. How is this? Oh, okay, I understand now, but yeah, force delete, don't worry about that, because sessions are a bit broken anyway. And I'm deleting the Resident Evil all resources because they are very outdated and I don't need them here at all for anything. Just goodbye. Goodbye. And UI, this is the lobby and start game UI. It can stay. Weapon, this is actually just meshes. This I went through, audio. Okay, those are all broken obviously because they are empty references. Yeah, all empty references because I couldn't share paid objects. So those I can delete. This I can delete. Abilities. Those are able abilities. I can delete. I will be using able probably, but for now I don't need those examples. Animations, those are free animations, so they stay here. Okay, so I deleted a lot of stuff, and now once I reopen it, it will not be as broken as everyone think it is. I just have to go here and just delete the last stuff. And now here inside my blend spaces, I need to go into base and delete anything I am not using. So Pistol Pro, and that's it. And then I can go into overlay, and here I am using this pistol lower, no longer. Sword and shield, no longer. Starter, okay, this is fine, this is fine. And this is everything. I think this should fix a lot of stuff, and now I can go through this. So dynamic sort, equip, unequipped, I don't need it for now. Overlay, goodbye. Nation base weapon, this one is not being used at all. Goodbye. Turn. This everything stays. Mocap basic stays. Starter rifle stays. Starter pistol stay. No FP starter stays. Injured state. Okay. Why isn't so annoying? I am sorting, but once I delete something, it just breaks. Okay, this goes away. Starter. I don't want to have tags. Oh wait, starter pistol can stay. Okay, this is annoying. This is just annoying. Like, Epic Games, come on, get your stuff together. Not rearrange all the tags every time I delete something. I think that's everything for this tag table. Yeah. So I can save animation tags, and I can go now into AGR data and combat tags. And now I don't need those attacks inputs because this is not how I'm going to do stuff. I will leave attack. I will think about how I'm going to do that. Ability common, sprinting, block, attack fast. I think that I won't need attack fast because I will just have, I won't have attacks that you can charge. Got hit, unarmed, armed. I don't really care. I will be always armed. Modified, got hit. That will be actually an ability common hit, most likely. And I can actually add it immediately. Okay, I got modifiers that are Thunder, Bleed, Cripple. I will move them to abilities. Because those will be status effects basically. Okay. Okay, now I can rearrange them, and I have common abilities, and I have just combat, general, attacks and modifiers, and that's it. And yeah, so that's fine. So I will do combat attacks, and I will duplicate it and make it combat attacks dot light, and I will then duplicate it and make combat attacks dot heavy, because I will have two attack inputs. I don't need description. Okay, I'm using those, and honestly, it would be best if I actually move them to a new table. So we go into our site scroller and we'll make data. Inside data, we'll make miscellaneous data table, gameplay tag table row. Oh no. Gameplay tag table row, not restricted. We don't want it to be restricted. I will call it data table. Oh come on, thank you, autosave. Data table underscore ss tags. So site scroller. I think that I will gonna have to find a code name for this project fast, because ss, it's not a very good reference, especially in Poland. Okay, so let's go here and let's move everything that we have here to here, and this to this, and okay, for now rest can stay. Like, those are things that are relevant only to our project, and I can delete them here. Okay, save it. So I have 2 attacks. So let's now set up attacks for my character, but before I can do that I need a weapon. So to get a weapon I need inside my blueprints or somewhere, so a new folder, weapons, and inside weapons I have actually another blueprints folder, or I can just make them directly here. So I think I will just do that, and there will be an actor called BP weapon template, and the problem is I think I already have a weapon template. Or example weapon, something that will be confusing. Inside blueprints, weapon examples, BP example gun, BP don't use this gun. I might need something out of it, but I don't want to by any chance mistake the names of those objects. So okay, so this is a weapon template, and weapon template, okay, I need some weapons in here, honestly, so let's just add some weapons to the project. And I got this perfect weapons. No, not all. Let's just go into weapons and oh come on, load. So this is stylized very much. This is modern, very nice pack. This is very low quality, but it's a very okay learning stuff, honestly. And oh, I don't see it here. Maybe it wasn't under weapons. Maybe it's under. Oh no, generic medieval melee pack. I guess it's this one. I don't know why this guy called it generic. It's actually very nice, and you got a lot of different types and different materials and colors, and you have blood and you have damage on it and dirt, and it's an amazing pack. I absolutely love it. And I used it so many times, and it got halberds, spears, lances. Look how many weapons our NPCs can have, so it's awesome. So let's add it to our project. So our project is the site scroller. Okay, add. Now let's go back here. So yeah, this will take a moment. So before we have it, we can start working with it anyway. So what we'll need anyway is a mesh, obviously, and we will also need, definitely for our site scroller blueprints, we'll need a blueprint interface, and it will be called blueprint interface, or it will just be called SS interface. That's enough. And we will get weapon mesh, Okay, and get weapon mesh functions has an output of mesh, which is a static mesh. No, it will be a scene component. So a scene component object reference is, well, whatever that inherits from scene component. And if you go into here and you just add a component that is, say, for example, I don't know, static mesh, right? So if you add a static mesh, that will be a sort, which we, I think, have. Okay, so we got a long sort, right? We can make it even the root. So this is a scene component, and it is also a static mesh component, and static mesh component inherits from a few other components. And why we need just this scene component is because scene components can have sockets, and we'll need sockets from this component when we set it as the dangerous part of the weapon. So we got here, we go here, we open it, and inside it we already have this start stop, right, sockets. So if we go into weapon interface, you can say that class settings, it implements SS interface, and on our SS interface it will have now functions, get weapon mesh, and it will just get this mesh, and we have a weapon, and that's all we really need. So for now we can go into our main guy. Okay, and what we want to do is on event graph begin play, we want to just spawn temporary weapon, because we want to be able to hit someone with something. So we make a custom event, spawn temp weapon, just spawn weapon. So we spawn weapon, and what we need to get his character stats, and inside this character stats we need to edit it. Okay, open full window. I want to have a variable saying weapon class, and that will be an actor class reference, which is instance editable and replicated, and by default it is the weapon template. Or you know what, even weapon class is not an actor, it's a weapon template class reference. So whenever we go and use our SS character stats, we can get this weapon class, and now that we spawn actor from class, it is automatically weapon template. So if we have this weapon template, we can get mesh as a message through our SS interface directly, and get actor transform, set instigator and owner, so reference to self, it is our weapon. No, come here, you can meow all you want, let everyone hear you. Okay, always spawn. Oh, and let's make sure that our weapon, where is it, that it doesn't collide with anything. Or actually we want to make custom collision, so it has no collision, and it's a war dynamic, and it is normally ignoring visibility, ignoring camera, ignoring foot IK, ignoring projectiles. And this is no collision because we will change it dynamically. If you drop a weapon, it will start colliding, but we can't pick up weapons, so it will be just for show. And it need to block anything that is static, dynamic, and it must ignore pawn and collide with physics object because it will be cool, and ignore vehicles and collide with destructibles because it will be cool. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back here. So we spawn this guy and we get weapon mesh, but we also need to get this actor and attach attach actor to actor, basically. So we attach this entire actor to our self. Oh no, we attach actor to component, because we don't want to attach to self as an actor. We want to attach to this guy in our socket name, and our socket name is virtual bone weapon mount, I think. Let's see. How did we call our virtual bone? Weapon mount. Okay. Copy. And by the way, when you use virtual bones, you need to do this VB and space. I know it's ridiculous. Like normally you don't use spaces in naming, but this is a special type of name, and it has to be like this. So yeah, this, and you snap and you snap and you keep relative scale, and you wield bodies because this one is not similar. Oh no, you don't. And then you get weapon mesh, and then you get our combat master, and then you register collider mesh, and you register collider mesh this, and now name it weapon. That's it. And we need another custom event that would say init combat component, and we need to do the init of combat component. So a lot of stuff we can just set up here, a lot of stuff we can't. So yeah, this is an invalid tag, thank you. What I want is combat attacks, and I haven't added my new table to my project because I forgot. Let's go here, gameplay tags, data tables, and this is the SS tags, thank you. And now I can go back to this character, compile, save, and I can now edit this as light, and the second, yes, will be edited as heavy. So I got light and heavy attacks, and I don't have any attacks yet, but I will in a second. And I will be reading those attacks from my weapon as well. So I already know that my weapon will require to have light attack, which is animation montage. What? Oh, anim montage. Okay, great. Object reference, cool story. Okay, so this, and it's replicated so it can be changed on the client, and this will be heavy attack, and exactly the same, and replicated so it can be changed on the client. Okay, we got this, so we can go into interface and we can make another function, and we can call it get attacks, and get attacks gets you, well, you guessed it, attacks. So light, and this is anim montage, object reference, and this is heavy. And those are hard references, so it means that once you use this function anywhere, those animations will be loaded into memory instantly. But because those are just two objects, there is no reason to make them soft references. Kitty, yeah, the cat is very loud. And let's make this category weapon, and let's put both of those inside the weapon category. Save, go to our weapon template, and we can close this guy. Go to our weapon template, and now we can go here and get attacks, and get light, and get heavy. So now we can get our attacks. We go back to our character, and we get our combat master, and set up default attacks. We make a table, and you know what, this will be a separate one, custom event, and we'll call it init attacks, because this is separate from initiating the entire component. we want to init attacks, and those are the attacks. Stimulate. Co?
Parówka z pesto i
Tak.
makaronu? Przyniosę.
Dobrze. Okay, so the first key is our light, and the second key is our heavy, and we will get our exactly the same thing. So like we spawn this weapon, we need to save it, we need to store it. So promote variable, because we'll need it, and then we can move this variable maybe later on to the component itself, but for now it will be just here. Just connect this here, and now this here, and this is fine. So now we can get weapon, and from weapon we can get attacks message, and from this message we can set our light and heavy. So heavy, light, light, heavy. Okay, that's fine. Set up attacks, and now we can do init attacks. Okay. Init combat component. Let's see, what do we have to set up here? Setup, activate collider, no. Aim target, aim assist, we don't have to do anything with that. Add to ignore list, collision preset. We can do collision preset directly. Combo reset time, we can do it directly. Remove. Debug, default attacks we just did. Register collision mesh. Try buffering. Okay, we don't really need to do stuff here. That's okay, so at least for now, or we will just keep it, but I have no idea how to use it. Oh, thank you. Just got food. I can work longer. And notice that I'm doing a lot of stuff in 4 different blueprints, and I am not testing them. So I'm quite confident they should work, but we're gonna see in a moment. Temp spawn weapon. Okay, so let's go into combat. Oh, we don't really care about that. This is fine. And and this, yeah, it has a default value. So this is in weapon, so once we get the weapon, we got everything from the weapon, we get the attacks, and we register the collision mesh under the name, so this is fine, and we initiate the attack. Okay, so let's see, does this guy oh, let's see them, let's see this one, and let's see this one. Cancel. So what is this? Disable gun, reload, and custom event notification. Okay, so where do I have those? Please tell me they are not part of those. AGR, 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 those are all. So they're probably in notification, no, in examples, blueprints, interface, notifications, custom event. Okay, those can go. And where can I find them? Reload, where is it? DP reload. AGR example, blueprints, weapon examples. Okay. AGR examples, blueprints, weapon examples, disable gun and reload. Okay, I don't need them for sure. So goodbye. And reload. This guy. Okay, goodbye. Now nothing should break. Save everything. Get back here. And let's test it. Okay, where's my weapon? I don't see it.
Co robisz?
Chodź. Okay, so let's see. Spam weapon. Okay, we haven't triggered this event at all, so that might be a problem, obviously. So let's do spam weapon. No wonder I don't have a weapon. Okay, let's now rotate it 90 degrees on, I think, now we'll just get this actor, add relative rotation, oh, I can just add it to the weapon mesh actually. So let's add this relative rotation and it will be on, I think, Z. Let's see. No, not Z. Why? I don't understand axes because they are different in word space and they are different in no 0 0. Oh yeah, it's this one, but it's minus 90. And he's holding it as I wanted. So yeah, now he got a sword. And he can move with it, and now he should have attacks, but he haven't had any specified yet. But we'll add those attacks right in a second. But you know what? We'll do this delta rotation. So relative rotation we'll also do in our interface. It will be get rotation. It's also a weapon and it will be a vector. Because I think this is a vector. No, this is a rotator. Okay, so and it's basically a vector, but it's not. So we go here and we just minus 90 0 0. So we go into our weapon template and we get into relative rotation and we go minus 90 0 0 and we go back here and we now go from our weapon and we get rel rot message, bam bam and bam, and my cat just broke something. And what did you break? Ah, typical. Okay, let's just see if this works. So now the weapon contains all the values that we are setting here. So whatever values will change per weapon, it will just change inside the weapon itself. And yes, it's rotated perfectly. And we don't have to set up different sockets, we'll just do adjustments inside the weapon itself. So this guy is looking good. And if he dies, he he still got the weapon. Okay, but he will be dropping it on dev. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a small break because of the cat needs me and needs my attention. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of him, spend some time with him, eat dinner, and I'm back at streaming and doing more stuff to the project. So thank you everyone for participating in this stream. I hope you find it informative to see how a workflow looks like on assets that are actual assets that will come into a game. And by the end of this evening, we should have something that is actually even a bit playable. So stay tuned for the later stream that I will be doing.